So hi and welcome back to the channel. In this video I'll be looking at shore hookup, LP gas hookup and the Wi-Fi connection. I want to hook these up to the van, but I don't want to put any holes in the van. I don't want to put any holes in the roof or in the side of it. And I think there is a way of doing it without having to make unnecessary holes. Wherever you put a hole, you risk water ingress or air ingress. All these things break down the moisture barrier. So I'm going to put these somewhere else and I want to share that with you, how I solve this problem. And I think it'll make the van look nicer. Okay, let's get on with it. It's a tow bar, it's one of the best, it's an MR25A, but, and here's the big but, it's very, very heavy. So let's just weigh it to find out. So that weighs 14 kilos or 30 pounds. It's heavy. Brilliant if you're towing a vehicle. Excellent, or boats or trailers or things like that. But because of its weight, I'm going to have to let this one go because it's just simply too heavy. I need to get a lighter tow bar. So this is the one I found on Amazon. Show you what my plan is. So the tow bar obviously will have a towing eye on it, and I can put my bike on there. I can tow my little smart car. It's got a fitting there for the electrics, so it's £130 including the fittings and the electrical system, all the wiring. So I'm really pleased with this. And it's the profile. It's that profile which is a lot narrower than the other one, which was a lot wider and round. And that, because it's flat, just allows me just to mount things on there like that. And I think that looks much neater, and I don't have to put holes in the side of my van. So I'm really pleased with this one. And then possibly LPG on here, something like that, hidden away. And then the Wi-Fi. So the Wi-Fi I have a plan for, but it's not, I haven't yet in my mind sorted out how I'm going to do it, but it's definitely going to involve this. So let's find out how much this one weighs. I think it's definitely lighter, but still a beast. So this one is lighter. It's coming in at 12 kilos and just over 26 pounds. So this tow bar came with all the electrical fittings and wiring harnesses that you will need to hook up the tow bar. It also came with the towing eye and all the necessary bolts and fittings. So for £130 I thought that was a good buy. So originally it would have been nice to put it on there so you could keep it upright. By doing that, it's upside down, you might get water ingress. So I'm going to turn it around, create a little cradle for it. You can still open and close it as you would normally, and just try and work out. Might hide it there. Cool. Let's make a cradle for it. It slides. Looks like it slides. There we go. And that's the part that I want. It's got 4 holes that I can use to fix it to the bottom plate that will come up. Right, let's find some steel. There. Let's just cut that off rough. drilling them out a little bit bigger. Oh, I just won't go in. That's what we want. So I'm actually going to bring my bend a little bit further back, probably 2mm that way. I don't want too close a fit to that. I do want to be able to take it in and out should I need to in the future. Right, before we bend it, let's shape it. One round about there, one there. Right, let's try it on the tow bar, see what it looks like. So that's going to go on somewhere like that. And that tab is just in the way, it's preventing it. If I bring it forward so the tab misses that front, these protrude. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove that tab across there, okay, and then I should be able to recess that even further back. And that should, yep, it misses. Right, let's get that welded on. Just going to remove that paint because I can't weld paint and it will contaminate the weld. So I like the outcome. It's tucked away. I haven't put a hole in the side of the van. Nothing's going to go in the roof either. So I really like this. I'm going to tidy it up, paint it, and on the other side I'm going to put the gas connection on as well. And it's one way of getting over the issue of putting holes in vans. We'll need to go up underneath the van, but I think that's better than going in on the side. Normally, if I'm doing an external connection or something in the van, I would solder these, and the technical term is tinning. But I found this new product that I'm absolutely in love with. So these are called ferrules, and they come in a range of different sizes for different size cables. And all you do is you slip the ferrule over the end of the bare copper wire, slide it to the end like that, and then you bring the crimping tool, bring it through, bring it to the bottom, squeeze it to the end, and that's it. No more soldering. And if you're adjusting the connections in your plug or things like that, it's brilliant. Very, very simple. I'm absolutely in love with it, and I'll be using it throughout the van build. So I'll leave the link below. It just speeds up that process. So I do need to drill a hole to pass the cable through that. This is off of my old solar panel system, so they screw on and the cables fit through here, but the beauty of it is that when you pass the cables through and you tighten this nut, the fitting squeezes up around that rubber grommet onto the cable, giving you a nice watertight seal. I've tried to fit that onto the back of here, but the threads don't match, so I can't use that. Just pinch that up with a spanner, and that's ready to go on the van. Right, let's do it. You might be wondering what that is. That is actually the LPG gas fill-up point. So I'm going to have a little connector in there so I can get gas into the van as well. Might not use it, but I'm going to give myself the option that I can use it. And then should I in the future want to change the van, hopefully it's still a Vito, then I just take the bumper off and I've got all my connections already sorted. It just, to me, it's a no-brainer. I don't want to put holes in the van, and I think I've overcome that problem of having to do so. So I've got this redundant area at the back of the van. Here's the wheel arch, back post, and my wheel arch cover comes out to here. What I will do is bring the boxing out to there and just tidy it up so you can't see anything. I'm going to use a 40mm hole saw cutter, cut quite a large hole just here. The reason for doing that is I can get a 40mm grommet to blank off that hole when I do cut it, and through the grommet I'll feed the wiring harness for the tow bar, the electric hookup that's fitted on the tow bar, as well as the gas supply. So one hole will bring all the services into the van except for the water, which I have a separate plan for. It will also bring the Wi-Fi into the van as well. So I get on with it and I cut my hole, and that's it. And we are through. Just take a craft knife and then you can cut through. The idea is that would be your cable. So I need to put that on first. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So don't do what I did and pass the grommet through afterwards. Right, it will go. Let's pass that through the van and we'll get that in place from underneath. So in the front of my wheel arch is a little drawer for my fuse box. So I want to feed my cable to the fuse box that's going to be in the wheel arch, hidden away. So the fuse box is in there. So bring it through the body. There's a little hole here I'm going to use. Put a grommet around that as well to protect the cable. And then we'll feed it through the wheel arch. Now all I have to do is connect it to the fuse box. So I'm going to take the fuse box out so that you can see the final connection, and then we'll hook it up to something. So we've now run our Arctic Blue into the van, so it's time to have a closer look at the fuse box. So this particular fuse box I had on my previous van build. I'm going to recycle it and use it again. It came pre-wired with these cables on, it even has stickers on there for sockets. Perfect. I can't find those anymore though. So, and I only have the one fuse here. There's my RCD, and that will trip out when there's a fault within the circuit. For the purpose of this video, I'm going to use this one, but I will do a future video on a consumer unit for vans. So please look out for that. So what I cannot do is when I bring my Arctic Blue or my feed into the fuse box, I can't split them up. So I can't have the earth coming around here then going into there, and my live and neutral going into here. The cable has to come in as one, it can't split outside the fuse box and come in at different entry points. So that's in the regulations, and that's really clear. What I'm going to do is copy what's been done here. I'm going to come in through here because I think there's just enough room. I'm going to then thread the cables underneath the bar and then bring the live and the neutral up into here and the earth into there. So let's get on with it. So I need quite a long run, so I need to remove the outer sheath somewhere like that. Okay, all I'm going to do now is just score around here with my utility knife. Just gradually go around and you expose the cables underneath, but do not come into them, just a little bit at a time. Typical cable is about £2 a metre, so that's not too bad. I only needed 10 metres and I've got some spare, so there you go. And sometimes you can just pull it off. Snip the ends off and we're away. So this is a lot easier than soldering. It does give a nice neat finish. So once the ferrule is on, and you bring your ferrule tool, this crimper, pop it over the ferrule and just squeeze it together. It takes a little bit of pressure. You're then left with a really nice finish. Live into live, neutral or negative, and then we can just cut this down onto there. Pop a ferrule on. Again, no soldering, so clean. Once you've got your ferrule on, just pop your earth in. Pop the cover back on, and then we're ready to hook up our first socket and test it. That's running back to the tow bar. That's our external supply. I removed all the white cable that was feeding our sockets just to make it a bit clearer, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to feed my wires through that bracket through to the back. Oh, don't need the earth or the ground. Feed it up. So instead of going into the back of the RCD, they're going to go back into that circuit breaker, that fuse here. So if you look on the original, the neutrals or the negatives went to one feed and all the earths to another. So from that we learned that the negative goes into this one and the live into that one. So let's do that. That's going to bend round and feed into that. So just to double check, that's how we took it off. The earth's coming over to here. Then on this one, all the neutrals or all the negatives were going into here, and the lines were all going into there. and I will run another earth to the chassis of the van. So we can put the cover back on there now. So all done, that's ready now to go back onto the van. Just screw that down. The mounting points are actually inside, so I'm just going to leave the cover off, put that in the van, and then we're ready to do a test. Right, let's hook up. Need that one and that one. Right, Jenny, should we turn it on, see if it works? Yes! Brilliant. Oh, at least we've got some light now. So yeah, that means we can crack on with this build inside the van, doesn't it, Julian?
I think you're right, Dad.
Yeah, that was a productive morning. Yeah, brilliant. High five. Well done. If you like this channel content, please consider liking and subscribing. Thank you.